City Geeks. SpartanNerd here. You can see I've been working on my mural, always trying to improve. And today I'm going to talk about Grimlock, Age of the Primes Grimlock. If you've been following my blog for a while, you know that I picked up Age of the Primes Onyx Prime, leader class. Well, I found this guy. And I was like, I really like the Onyx Prime, and I like Grimlock. So here we are with a Grimlock of my own. Now this Grimlock is the G2 colorway. Here's the way this went down. The place where I got it, they had G1 toy colors, and they had this one. This one was $10 cheaper, which I can only imagine the colors here are less popular with people. That was the only difference that I saw. So this is practically the same thing as Studio Series, movie Studio Series. It's just Age of the Primes with G2 colorway. Well, let's also talk about Wheelie there. Wheelie never had a G2 colorway. This is according to the TF Wiki. So this is actually the Earl Norem colors. And I do not like Wheelie. At least I didn't at all until I read the synopsis of the story that Earl Norem illustrated. Because wow, that's a story everybody should check out. Wheelie got new respect from the SpartanNerd today. Something else, the G2 colors here reminds me of the RoboStrux Terox. So that's something I used to have. It just eventually crumbled and I tossed it. Probably not a good idea. The side of the box shows us Grimlock. And the back. These are the same images that you see if you order this off Big Bad Toy Store. They're just showing the same image. It's like they didn't get creative. They didn't make anything special. And on the side here, I don't know what this is, but it's cool. Age of the Primes. We're talking about statues of the Primes, maybe, holding their artifact that was so important. I'd like to see the full picture of all of them, because I really don't know my Primes too good. I've seen a few online, and of course I picked up Onyx. Of course I know Optimus. Good grief. Megatronus. The top, we just have Autobot Wheelie, G2 Universe Grimlock, Regal Legal Palaver on the bottom. Let's open this guy up and see what he's all about. I don't usually show this, but time for a little surgery, huh? Just a box cutter. Cut these little plastic things off. Now, Onyx Prime was very uncomfortable in his. Grimlock took a lot more to hold down a very powerful T-Rex, I suppose. It's kind of funny that Grimlock is this classic T-Rex that he's never depicted. I mean, T-Rexes are not depicted that way anymore. Like big, clumsy doofuses. They are depicted as savage predators, very capable. Grimlock is from an age where we would show T-Rexes and stuff dragging their tail on the ground. They probably didn't do that according to the scientists, but hey, that's what we saw in the 80s. All the dinosaur movies. Dinosaurs were cool back in the 80s. Oh yeah. G2 Grimlock. Now, of my Transformers when I was growing up, G2 wasn't on my radar. Just this blue really reminded me of the Terox. And the Terox does not have gold parts, it has silver parts. But if you look at them long enough on it, and maybe mine was this way, them silver parts start to yellow and they kind of look like this gold. Let's get Wheelie out. Free the boy Autobot. As it is said in the TF Wiki. He's an Autobot child. Okay, so Autobots have childs. What about Decepticons? I just don't remember that being part of the story. They're being children robots. It's going to take two hands to get old Wheelie out, so see. So G2 Age of the Primes Grimlock. Here talking about his articulation, and you can see he's got a lot of, first of all, let's just talk about some observations. This is G1 straight up OG Shockwave right here. Same exact, same talk. Shockwave was ahead of his time, all right? Here is the most modern Shockwave, also known as Onyx Prime, from the same line, the same toy line, Age of the Primes. So Grimlock's head is slightly taller, but Onyx Prime has wings that stick up, and they can stick up more than they have them. So you can see that they're about the same size. Now, when you pick up Onyx Prime, he feels to me to be slightly heavier than Grimlock. Grimlock feels a lot more hollow. But we'll see if Onyx Prime's joints would come loose easily when you transform them. They're designed to do that. I mean, that's modern Transformers for you. They didn't make them like they used to with screws all over the place, which also wear out the plastic eventually, blah, 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 blah. So that's fine, but it's like they don't make them like they used to kind of thing. So if I drop this on my hardwood floor, I just crack, right? Of course, I ain't dropping no Shockwave on the hardwood floor. Birthday present. Anyways, well, so what about this articulation? His elbows, well, there's a little tab. It snaps in there. You have to, I thought, man, these elbows are so stiff, but then I realized there's actually a tab. It must be part of the transformation. You have to click those out. His knees bend pretty good. Let's see. Just one hand in it. So you can see. He's got the word Autobot tattooed on him. Let's see, what else? His hands. He has these claws. So now you can see he has a gripping hand there. You have to do his claw. He's standing one-legged. He can look his head this way, that way, and he has a waist twist also. So there you go. What about the wings? So in the box, they're like flat. I think they're supposed to be kind of sort of like this, actually, so they look more like wings. And just looking at the guy, I never had Grimlock as a child. I think I had a friend that did. It just seems to me like a lot of this hides. It's like, I hate to say shell armor, because he's not like a car that his body's underneath, but it's kind of like what's going on here. It's a beast former, and the beast parts just hang behind the robot. We'll get him transformed, and then I'll have more commentary about that, won't I? Okay, before I do the transforming, just talk about this gun. Pretty vividly remember Power Master Optimus Prime's gun, the way it worked, and there's not really any improvement here over all these years on Age of the Primes gun. It's just a little peg back there. I mean, this is a ridiculous gun anyway, right? A little peg back there, and it just pegs into that little hole, and that's that. Just so you know. So actually, the first thing the instructions tell you is how to store that gun. It's got a little clip, just clips on the back of his arm, on his back. And then it shows you how to get Wheelie to sit on his shoulder. And that's kind of what I had until I flipped him around for you fine viewers. All right, here we go. So it's got something to do with why his legs are gated like that. All right, so he has a peg, and there's a peg hole. That's how it works. Yeah, like that. So now he can shoot Sharkticons with his slingshot. All right. So back to the business of transforming Grimlock. All right, so it's the next day, and I spent some time playing around with Grimlock. I've transformed him. If you remember Onyx Prime, it took me about 5 weeks to feel comfortable transforming it on camera, but I'm going to give it a go today. Just a couple of thoughts. You know, the Hasbro Mance with Mattel. I see what I did there? Hasbro Mance. Because they're trading, they're licensing each other's stuff to be made. I mean, you know, Hot Wheel cars of GI Joe or whatever. Is that? I don't know if that's actually a thing. There's Hot Wheels, Optimus Prime. Anyways, just a couple of similarities in the design choice. It makes me wonder if there's some of the same creators going on here. We've got this Montana, this translucent plastic chest plate, and you can see through it just to see a different color plastic, really. That's kind of sort of what's going on with Grimlock. So he has this translucent chest plate with Autobot sign. What's a Dinobot sign? Okay, so anyway, and speaking of design choices, let's see. So we got the T-Rex head. The important thing is the neck. Once again, it's see-through plastic, clear, whatever. You can see the insides. That's very 80s. Early 90s, late 80s. Roboto here. I famously said I would like to take this skull and just, you know, chop it up because you can see his robotic brain in there. Maybe there's different people working on this. I don't know, but I just found it after spending time with it, you know, thinking about it. I found there to be some similarities. All right, to transform Grimlock. This is a fun transformer. Okay, I kind of threw off on it, said something about a shell former or whatever. This is nothing like that. All right, really not much at all. Seems like it would be the way he is with his torso kind of wraps around stuff, but you'll see. You'll see. This is a fun transformer. All right, first of all, let's get this gun out and move the wheelie. There is a little peg. I already probably pointed that out last night. I don't know, but that's what you use to be sure wheelie. He can't sit forward though. All right, so get the two bits out of the way. As far as I know, Grimlock is not a prime. So why is he in Age of the Primes? Just because they can. They can, that's why. All right, okay, so first thing I like to do is get these legs, these arms, which are actually dinosaur legs, Dinobot legs, and then fold in these hands. Now I'm telling you something. It says 22 steps in on the box. It's not 22 steps because everything, I mean, it is, but just about everything is doubled on both sides. Symmetrical transformation. All right, so first of all, we got the legs. You know, it's suggested that they be straight for the transformation. Okay, next up, we have to deal with the bottom. So what you got to do is fold these out. All right, flip these pieces under. Now, I have not had luck in getting these to snap together tightly, but they can. But you go ahead and you flip it up this way. So you're flipping the legs back this way. And I mean, there's a tab with a slot in there. It don't really want to go in that secure. Okay, next, flip him around this way. And so we have this. And just, you guys kind of think spatially, because I'm not that good at thinking spatially. I play Tetris, that's about it, right? My aunt, who was a teacher, was like, oh, I love Tetris. Makes you think spatially. Listen, my aunt out-nerded the SpartanNerd all those years ago. All right. I'm a teacher too, so she's a good influence on me. The chorus teacher's a lot different than whatever she teaches. All right, talk. All right, so you got this action right here. Yeah. So once again, you can see that that wants to come apart. Those tabs just, they're just barely there. Now these two pieces of shell, there I am using that word again, shell, but they come together to hide the structure of his legs. All right. Now the funnest part of the transformation to me is right here. I think that's so awesome. Chest comes down, hides his waist. All right, so now you can see you actually have a little hole in there. If you have him in robot mode, you can hide your life savings in there. All right, that was a joke. I don't know if anybody got the joke, but it was a joke. All right, so what you do is you take his head, you flip it down like this, and then his dinosaur head comes up like this. Okay. Then these two wings, they come around and they snap together. And fix his arms. There we go. Now the instructions had me stumped because it said like on step 9, something like that. It was showing arrows on this. It was just telling you you can bend the knees right there. Then he can drag his tail like a T-Rex definitely did, right? At least it seemed like in the 80s we believe that. Or you can make him go full on chicken like that with straight legs. Now, he has an articulated mouth, and I'm just thinking, a new SpartanNerd segment. Let's see. How about what's me Grimlock eating? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so there's a couple of things here. So you can put Wheelie on his neck. That little peg right there, it doesn't do anything except for provide a little space as a seat. There's no, dare I say, slots or anything for Wheelie. Now, you got to manage the gun. All right, now this is a problem. Okay, you can tell that tail weighs a lot, right? He really stands pretty good. It's just he wants to act up on camera. The instructions say to take the gun and put it like this. So you're going with the magazine down, and it's supposed to just lay across this little bump. There's no snapping action there. It's not secure. It's just going to fall off. Now, I came up with something though. We still have his and sure, maybe the people thought of this too. They made 2 Grimlocks. Maybe they thought, oh, Grimlock fans will get 2, right? You put that gun right there on his tail. How awesome is that? And that reminds me also of the Gojulus. And if I had 2 of them, it'd be great, wouldn't it? I only have 1. But I bet you other Transformers guns will work. Well, not Onyx Prime because his is a bow, not a gun, so that's no good. But I prefer that. But the instructions say just lay it across the back, which also doesn't really look that good either. So here we go. So I mean, this was kind of an impulse buy for me. I wasn't looking for Grimlock. It wasn't like on my radar. Ooh, I have to have that. Like Onyx Prime kind of was because I seen it on Hasbro Pulse on their website and everything, and I recognized the character from the comics. Life savings. But I'm glad I got this. It's it's nice. I mean, it is Grimlock, and I like the color scheme. That's something that really sticks out to me. I'm a fan of the neon color Transformers sometimes. Like I like the shattered glass designs in the comics. I didn't like the shattered glass toys, the last ones that they put out. I looked at them because I really thought, man, I'll get all those. I like the comic so much. The toys came out not looking so good, so I didn't get any of them. But uh, in this case, I really like this blue Dinobot, so that's a real plus for me. He has a really fun transformation. He feels kind of lightweight. That kind of bothers me a little bit and kind of hollow. At the same time, he's substantial in your hand. So I mean, he's chunky, and you got Master Universe fans gotta like that. So that's something else. And I like he looks like the Dinobot you see on the cartoon, even if he has different colors. And so I mean, I'm gonna rate this guy a 5 of 5, easy. And as for Wheelie, I have new respect for the character, and so 5 of 5. You agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments.